All right, on Newsnight this Wednesday evening, we talked to the Secretary General, Uganda Medical Association, Dr. Mukuzi Muhereza, who's here to shed some light on the situation with the Crimean Congo fever and Rift Valley fever, and he's going to be sharing some thoughts. Welcome to NTV.
Thank you very much.
And you are not just the Secretary General, you are also a health practitioner. Not
only a health practitioner, but working almost on a daily basis in the midst of this hemorrhagic fever.
All right.
I work and practice in Mukuzi Hospital.
Okay. Welcome. You just maybe let's start by painting a picture of how grave the situation is. The Ministry of Health is saying that the situation of the Crimean Congo fever is not worrying. However, you represent the Uganda Medical Association and you say otherwise. Who should we believe?
You believe facts on the ground. The facts on the ground is that since August 2017, last year, we have had 3 confirmed cases. And those are the 3 confirmed that we can say they are confirmed. But as a clinician, if you come to me and you have a fever, you are getting blood from places where I'm not expecting you to have blood, and even we go ahead and do some laboratory tests, which shows this is completely abnormal. I can say really we have a hemorrhagic fever. The cause, whether it is Marburg, whether it's Ebola, whether it's Crimean Congo, can be done in a bigger, more facilitated lab. That is Uganda Virus Research Institute. But to me, the magnitude is big. I don't speak for the Ministry of Health. They can give the statistics. But I can speak on what I do on a daily basis. Since August, we saw over 52 patients. Almost 45% of them died. I am in the middle of managing the case. So I really know what it feels every day to manage these cases. And as a leader of health workers, I know the issues around stigma, issues around putting on those PPEs, we call them personal protective equipment. You may have seen people have managed Ebola, what they put on. And you are going to go there maybe 30-40 minutes, 3 times in a day, in a place where you don't have this AC that we're enjoying here, or the people at the Ministry of Health are enjoying. Yeah. These are the things the health workers go in, out in a daily basis.
So you're saying that the situation is grave, and it deserves attention.
It deserves attention. It deserves some much more than what is happening.
Right.
Because when people say there is no epidemic, there is no problem, and for us on the ground are in the thick of it. That is why we come out and say, no, can we manage this much better? Can we have this much differently from what we see?
All right, you talk about it being, you spoke about stigma, which means that they're handled as isolated cases. What are the symptoms that people should look out for? What does it look like?
The very first symptoms that happen are your main fever. There will be fever, there will be joint pains, there will be backache, there will be what the popular person will call kanyama, body aches. And then it goes to the abdomen or gastrointestinal symptoms, the nausea, the vomiting, and that's where you start even vomiting the blood. That's when we get some sort of scared. Then terminally you will get drowsiness. Now that is central nervous system. Your nerves, your consciousness will get altered. And then what will differentiate most of these things from normal malaria, because malaria has always it will be the bleeding. And the bleeding will come from the nose. The first cases we managed would be maybe epistaxis. Epistaxis is bleeding from the nose. You pack. You use the drugs that we normally use, but you say, no, this is something else. Then bleeding from the mouth, and then lethargy. So it's a cascade of things. The most important thing, the most important message I can put out there is that when you have had fever, when you have had your malaria for 2 or 3 days, it's not responding to drugs, you are in the cattle corridor, the stretch where you will be interfacing with bites, or you have nursed or cared for this patient, please go to the nearest health facility. They manage you, or they appraise you, they triage you very well. If they can't, then send to the next facility which can do the the examination and the conclusion of your case.
All right, so they are treatable, the symptoms are treatable.
We manage symptoms. I'm happy to say that the many cases that we have got, when it is in the first stages, the other thing I can say, and this is just from experience, is that the condition that you come in, if you are well nourished, you are strong, you are a young man, most likely you will pull through. But if you have your underlying issues, the weakness, the malnutrition, we have had some people who have been working as charcoal. This charcoal you enjoy in Kampala, we cut it from there. So that isolation, the bad feeding, some of those people end up badly. So we manage the symptoms, and when you come early, we rehydrate you, we manage the temperature, we manage most of those things, and we are saying that probably the 60% will be fine, the 40% we might lose them.
Oh dear. This
August to October episode, the statistics that I analyzed in Nakaseka Hospital, we lost around 45%. Of course, this is including the suspects.
All right, that's really sad. In a few seconds, what you hope that the government can do in response, seeing as you have said that the situation is grave, what do you hope that the government can do?
We only request resources. If you have interfaced with a health facility, you will be told to go and get gloves. Now, for me who is telling you, and you are in front of me, I mean, you know, the situation is get us resources, motivate the people who are in that isolation wards. By the way, we even touch our pockets to feed some of these patients because it's dire. We don't want you to get out of the isolation. The caretaker shouldn't get out. So the situation is dire in that situation. So we want resources. When we report to you as government, as health workers on the ground, and we say this is what is happening, we are not alarmists. The first few reports, we are not even in the media. We are saying there is something here. And as I said, and I can repeat many times, that I can diagnose a hemorrhagic fever. What I can't do is to differentiate what is this.
Right.
And to me, one case, given the transmission, that touching you, I will transmit it, that a cough will transmit it, its gravity, how it can kill 40%, to me that is an epidemic and it should be responded to as an epidemic.
As such.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Muhereza, for your thoughts. Unfortunately, we are out of time, and that's all we could discuss tonight on tonight's edition of Newsnight. Thank you for watching. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll get into the world of business. Stay with us.